So much more.
Whatever your plans, including memorials after cremation, Milano Monuments care and craftsmanship is here for you, as we have been for the past 50 years. I'm Jim Milano. Thank you.
Stuck at home? Stay in your house but get out and go using your Cuyahoga County Public Library card. Download books, stream videos, and don't forget tutor.com for help with schoolwork. Find yourself at Cuyahoga County Public Library. Go to cuyahoga-library.org/digital today.
Confused about Medicare plans? Give us a call at Kaz Company.
The one thing that never changes is your power to make changes.
We're connecting with doctors. We're connecting with community experts. We're connecting with you. This is Connect by 3 News.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to 3 News Connect. I'm Jay Crawford, hoping you had a terrific weekend. We want to start today's show with 3 positive signs. First, news out of Wuhan, China, that all COVID-19 patients who were hospitalized there have been released. This is obviously the city where coronavirus is believed to have started. It should be noted, however, much of the data that has come out of China has been met with much skepticism. Here at home, the number of cases in Ohio has now dropped 4 consecutive days, and that is certainly great news. Right now, there are still close to 16,000 cases of coronavirus in Ohio. This comes as we await Governor DeWine's announcement later today for his plans on how to reopen the state. And today, millions of stimulus checks will be sent by mail. Many stimulus checks have already gone out through direct deposit. This is the first round, though, of stimulus checks to go out via mail. Now back to today's big announcement expected at 2 o'clock from Governor DeWine. The governor's planning to give details about which businesses will be impacted the most and how they will safely and gradually reopen. Mark Namick gives us a look at what we know so far.
Governor DeWine's been hinting at what Ohio's future looks like for weeks in daily press briefings and interviews.
We're going to look at some companies to start off with, frankly, that are similar to the ones that we've deemed essential.
Details finally to come, but residents should not expect DeWine or Ohio Health Director Dr. Amy Acton to back off their calls that people work from home and keep a distance from one another. Visiting grandma at the nursing home? Don't expect that to start soon. Protecting vulnerable populations like the elderly, still a top priority. Ball games, concerts, retail shopping, not likely in early phases. DeWine and health experts insist big gatherings can't happen until widespread testing is available. Getting back to the gym or salon? Possibly, but with restrictions and new sanitizing and social distancing protocols in place. Manufacturers closed early as non-essential are eager to restart. Their lobbyists pressing the governor for guidance and permission to get workers back on the job. Surgeries earlier postponed to preserve medical supplies and staff, among changes DeWine has already discussed bringing back.
My first concerns are the patients that have had procedures and surgeries delayed. They have been waiting, and it's time for them to catch up.
Still unclear the future of dine-in restaurants and bars, the first businesses shuttered by stay-at-home orders in March.
Looking forward to what the governor is going to say as, hopefully he allows parts of the state to reopen and certain industries in the state to reopen.
The owner of the intimate Tartine Bistro in Rocky River holding out hope, at least to take advantage of upcoming patio season.
So one thing we're looking forward to is maybe there are different dynamics for outdoor seating than there are, inside the building itself, inside the restaurant itself, and sitting at the bar.
As Ohio and other states begin to reopen, polls show that Americans support stay-at-home orders despite the economic pain. They'd rather be safe than get back to work. In Ohio, that's not a problem. Governor DeWine has made one thing clear. He's not going to move fast. Mark Namick, 3 News.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. The governor's daily coronavirus press briefing is set for 2 o'clock this afternoon, and as always, you can watch it right here on Channel 3. The city of Lakewood is not quite ready to lift its stay-at-home orders just yet. Instead of waiting on Governor DeWine's announcement, city leaders are extending its virus-related closures and canceling city-sponsored events all the way through May 31st. That will affect some court and city operations along with community events. Lakewood Mayor Megan George said in a statement she is taking this step to protect the community. Two very big headlines out this weekend. We start with one from the World Health Organization, and this is important. The health agency says there is still no evidence that people who have already contracted the coronavirus are immune to getting it again. They're studying the antibody response in patients that have had it and say anyone who is recovered should continue to follow safe social distancing and mask recommendations. Also, the CDC has officially added new COVID-19 symptoms to its list. The original list of symptoms included fever, coughing, and shortness of breath, but now they've added chills, shaking, muscle pain, headache, sore throat, and loss of taste or smell. Remember, if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, the first step is to call your doctor to see what you should do next. A warning this hour from one of the nation's top meat companies about the food supply chain in the United States. This was already a major concern on many consumers' minds. Now those concerns may turn into reality. Here's NBC's Kerry Sanders.
The food supply chain is breaking. That's the warning in a full-page ad from Tyson Foods, released in the New York Times on Sunday. It comes after one of the country's largest meat processors closed a massive pork processing plant in Iowa because of a coronavirus outbreak. The letter from Tyson's president going on to say, there will be limited supply of our products available in grocery stores until we're able to reopen our facilities that are currently closed.
Ambulances start coming to our plant. People start being carried out of there. And so we were always asking our supervisors, basically, what is it that's going on here?
NBC News talked to one Tyson worker at that Iowa plant who concealed their identity.
We didn't have enough material or masks and things like that to provide to us. So they would start giving us different types of rags and stuff that they had, that they had washed and cleaned.
Tyson responding, telling NBC News, we've been working diligently to protect our team members. Early on, we allowed workers to bring their own masks, and we even supplied some until we could secure surgical-style coverings, which we now require all team members to wear. Adding, we aren't aware of any ambulance visits to the plant for COVID-19 related reasons. NBC News has not been able to independently confirm ambulances at the Tyson plant. Tyson's Waterloo plant, one of several closed across the country, shut down by beef, pork, and poultry companies trying to contain virus outbreaks. The CEO of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association says he fears things are only going to get worse.
If we start to see panic buying, much like we did the first 2 weeks of this pandemic, then yes, we are going to have an issue on our hands. There's no doubt about it.
Meat processors say that they do have beef, chicken, and pork in their freezers, but the longer that the meat processing plants are closed, the faster the nation's meat supply will dwindle. Kerry Sanders, NBC News.
All right, Kerry, thank you very much. That's a story we will continue to follow very closely. Yet another warning now. There's a push for the FDA to crack down on at-home coronavirus test kits that are being sold online. Senator Chuck Schumer says the unregulated fake tests are too easily accessible and could delay the progress of our nation's recovery.
We are here to sound the alarm about tests that are being sold online and are not approved. Here, I'll do it this way. Tests that are not approved by the FDA and are sold online. Most of them are antibody tests, but some of them are actual COVID tests. We cannot have false tests being sold online for antibodies or for COVID. It will delay our recovery, it will make the problem worse, and it will endanger the lives of people.
The news of fake tests comes after the FDA approved a new at-home test for the virus last Tuesday. An important deadline in Ohio's primary, which comes to an end this week. Your mail-in ballot must be postmarked no later than today. If it's not, the only way it will be counted is if you can drop it off in the drop box at your Board of Elections by 7:30 tomorrow night. Officials postponed in-person voting that was scheduled for March 17th because of the coronavirus concerns. I love this story. You will too. A local teacher missed her students so much, she actually decided to run her own marathon in order to see them. Nicole Pyland is a fourth grade teacher in the Stowe Monroe School District. She mapped out a course, 26.2 miles, through the neighborhoods of her students. She went by their houses, waved, and greeted them from a safe distance. Pyland says she felt she had to do something since schools are closed for the rest of the year.
I was excited and nervous all at the same time. I miss my students so much, so just the chance to see them. They always ask me anyways, when are you going to run by my house? So I was really happy to actually be able to do that.
Well, Nicole, we and I'm sure all of your students are also thrilled that you were able to do that. She was supposed to run the Pro Football Hall of Fame Marathon this weekend, but decided to run this one on her own. Pretty cool. And you know by now, these are stories that we love, and we really love sharing them with you. We all need a little positive sunshine in our life these days. If you know of a hero, send us a photo and a brief description of your nominee. Do it in a text, 216-344-3300. Picture, brief story in a text, 216-344-3300. We want to share them on air. 3 News Connect, coming right back.
After 2 weeks being closed for the
Welcome back to What's New. So much for following regulations. These are aerials of California beaches. A heat wave there led to crowded beaches over the weekend in Southern California, despite a stay-at-home order statewide. Not all beaches are open, but the ones that were saw tens of thousands of people. Ford Motor Company confirmed that it plans to recall a skeleton crew of workers today in order to start preparing factories to reopen. Ford plants, along with Detroit's 3 assembly lines, have been shut down since late March. The callbacks are on a volunteer basis, which means workers are paid if they choose to work, but they are not required to. Ford didn't specify at which sites they are calling back workers. The company has new safety protocols for workers, including daily health and wellness checks before entering the plant. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will be back at work today, this following his recovery from his bout of the coronavirus. Johnson's return to work comes 2 weeks after he was discharged from a London hospital. Johnson spent a week in that hospital intensive care unit. The sun is shining, which is a welcome change from yesterday's gloomy and high wind conditions that actually had some people, believe this, surfing on huge waves in Lake Erie. Holly Strano, tell us what's in store for the week to come, please.
Thank you, and what a lovely afternoon it shall be. Sun shining, get out. I mean, even if it's just a little lunch outside, or you grab your laptop and you do your work outside today, it's beautiful. And this is the view by 2 o'clock on your hour-by-hour National Design Mart forecast. We're still looking pretty clear. Temperatures in the 50s, although we should normally be in the 60s. If you're in direct sunshine, it's feeling even warmer just because the winds are light. As we get into this evening, 5 o'clock, dinner time, still looking good. Fire up the grill. Enjoy, and dry tonight until we get late tonight. So you're going to be in bed. After midnight, we've got rain showers moving back into the picture. We stop the clock at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and as we're talking to you tomorrow morning here, it will be rainy. And it'll be on and off, and it looks like we'll see the majority of it into the first part of the day especially. This is the picture at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and there we are at 5 o'clock. Still kind of some scattered showers, but notice we are seeing highs in the 60s. So a little more like it as we head into your Tuesday as far as numbers. But those chances are going to continue even into Wednesday. There's early morning Wednesday, and we've got the possibility of showers, perhaps a few rumbles here and there. So it's going to be a bit unsettled after we get past today. Talking about numbers, 64 normal high, 44 normal low. We'll hit 58 degrees today, and that is nothing to complain about. So a bright Monday it is. Upper 50s for highs. I hope you're enjoying all the vitamin D. It does us wonders, as we know. I mean, you just look back to Saturday of this weekend, and that was certainly a stunner. Looking forward here on your Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast, we do bring in those rain showers tomorrow. We're in the 60s, and then we've got more showers, possible rumbles on Wednesday. We'll cool it off back into the 50s towards the end of the week with more showers Thursday into early Friday, Friday being May the 1st. And then so far, that first part of this first full weekend of May looks fantastic. Hoping nothing changes for Saturday. We'll keep you updated. But as of right now, we're forecasting a mix of clouds and sun and highs in the upper 60s to near 70 with more rain and storm chances back in the forecast on Sunday.
All right, thank you very much, Holly. This is pretty cool. It's Ohio Spirit Week. Governor Mike DeWine announcing the idea on his social media accounts. It's all in an effort to have some lighthearted fun, which I think everyone can agree we could use right now. Today is Pajama Day. He says stay in your PJs all day, even during your meetings. And if you want to prepare for tomorrow, get your green thumb ready. He has designated tomorrow as Garden Day. Still to come. Missing major milestones. A lot of kids are dealing with that since school is out for the rest of the academic year. Coming up, how to talk to your kids about what they're feeling.
Expecting a tax refund and have bills you just can't afford to pay. If you use your tax
News Connect. Cedar Point may still be closed due to COVID-19, but that's not stopping them from teasing ahead to a new attraction. This is a look at the new Snake River Expedition. The park posted the picture of the new boat attraction on their social media. This is Cedar Point's 150th season. Please this hour from one set of coronavirus frontline workers, airline employees. They say their lives are at risk, and they're calling for a temporary ban on all vacation travel. United and JetBlue are the first major U.S. carriers to require flight attendants to wear masks, but there's still no requirement for passengers and other employees to do so. The Association of Flight Attendants is now pushing for all leisure travel to be suspended until the virus is contained. They also want to see legislation that mandates masks for the crew, employees, and passengers.
We are risking our lives too every time we come to work. I do hope that it gets to the point where if you are not willing to wear a mask, you can't travel. Same as if you didn't bring your driver's license.
Over the weekend, the U.S. Treasury Department released billions more to aid the U.S. airlines. Millions of students are coming up on what should be their graduation season and end-of-school-year events. Many families are wondering the best way to talk to their kids about having to miss these huge lifetime moments. NBC's Sarah Deloff explains.
Amelia Leahy's senior year has been cut short, her prom dress going unworn, the dance is off, so is the rest of lacrosse season.
I was about 50 saves away from breaking a 20-year-old probably record.
She understands why, but is disappointed.
Because it's been such a big, impactful part of my life and such a good part of my life that I don't want to see it as over.
It's not just seniors. Coronavirus is canceling rites of passage for students of all ages, like saying goodbye to friends and teachers, moving to new grades or schools, parents facing tough questions about what's to come.
Not being able to give answers is very difficult. It's very hard.
The first thing is to answer honestly.
Dr. Melissa Gilliam, an adolescent behavior expert at the University of Chicago, says parents shouldn't be afraid to say, "I don't know," or use storytelling to get at the emotions driving questions.
You can say, this virus, this pandemic, it reminds me of another story of what it feels like to be really scared, and this is how I managed it.
Playing games or puzzles gives teens and kids the chance to open dialogues.
While we play something or do something, we're focused, we're together. And it's often in those moments that these questions arise that may not otherwise have a space to happen.
Families can recognize or recreate missed milestones. Kayla Grace McSwain's family brought prom to their front yard.
I'm so excited that my parents did this for me.
Making those memories in unexpected ways. Sarah Doloff, NBC News.
Sarah, thank you very much. Many families and teens are finding ways to have prom regardless, or even just show off their formal looks. One group of seniors at Magnificat High School decided to trade their quarantine sweats for prom gowns and took their video to TikTok.
Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you.
Love the idea. The girls wanted to remind everyone that life is what you make of it. So if you're feeling down and upset, maybe try to dress up and create your own celebration. And that's exactly what they did. Still to come, prehistoric beasts are bringing big smiles to one local community. What we know about the woman behind the T-Rex costumes. This is a story you don't want to miss. It's next. Next, here are 3 coronavirus headlines that have you talking. Kent State announces cuts to reduce their budget by 20%. A new poll shows 85% of Ohioans approve of how Governor Mike DeWine is responding to the pandemic. And another cancellation, this time Avon's Duct Tape Festival. This would have been the event's 17th year. All these stories and more are available on our website, WKYC.com, also available on our app. Well, it was the first live event related to sports in several weeks, so it is no surprise at all that this year's NFL Draft broke viewership records. Thursday's round 1 averaged more than 15.6 million viewers. That is a spike of 37% compared to last year. Wow. That was followed by more than 8 million viewers on Friday for rounds 2 and 3, and the final 4 rounds yesterday attracted, on average, more than 4 million viewers. That was actually on Saturday. Well, you may have seen them around the metro parks. This is kind of cool. A family helping to bring smiles to people's faces in this era of pandemic uncertainty. And they're taking social media by storm. Andrew Horansky shows us these dynamite friends.
We thought that dinosaurs died out millions of years ago, but now they've returned. Dancing to mariachi music outside a grocery store in San Antonio, delivering tacos in St. Louis, watering plants in Sedona, and now even supporting small business in Bay Village.
They've been over to the Knickerbocker retirement home. They've actually been in and out of Heinen's in Bay, the local grocer. They were actually invited in, so they made a quick lap in there.
They go by the names Marvis, Lincoln, Bruce, Roberta, and Ruth, all local streets, walking with the message, keep smiling. Something we're doing ever since we first spotted them, with people like Pam on Facebook writing, with gratitude.
The dinos prefer to remain anonymous, but they're loving all the hype they're getting online.
Though we can tell you their moms, all still working, proving that even though pandemics may be serious, life doesn't always have to be, and that laughter may be the best defense, certainly contagious. Expect to see this group surface again on Friday afternoons.
Parading through Bay just to kind of lift the spirits of people in the community.
Dinosaurs, we hope, will never go extinct.
Very cool. Drew, thanks. We're done at noon. See you tomorrow. We're back at 5.
Your mission.